So we back. Homeboy requested pistol breakdown and clean, so I usually switch my shit out anyway, so it's about time to switch my carry out. So I'm gonna pull out the Mechanic TP9. Up until probably about 2 years ago, I didn't know nothing about Mechanic, so I would have never got one of these before, but now that I got it, I probably would never trade out for any other threaded barrel 9mm or any other full size 9mm with a threaded barrel. Mechanic has probably the best trigger I have ever used. It is by far one of the smoothest pulls, easiest to handle, whatever you want to call it. All right, so breaks down pretty easy. Get it pulled back a little bit. There's this notch on both sides. Get that pulled down. Pull the trigger a little bit. Pull the slide right off. Slide itself breaks down to slide your barrel and your spring. I got a threaded barrel, so it has a thread cover. These are pretty easy to actually break down. Different weapons break down differently. Glocks, it's just you pull it back, lock it back, pull the little joint down, release it, pops right off. Most pistols break down the same way. This one is a little bit different. You break this one down the same way you would break down a Springfield XD M series 40 cal 9mm 45, pretty much any of them. So it's rather easy. This one you can go a little bit deeper into taking it apart, but not gonna do that because you don't necessarily need to. You can clean everything that you need to clean from just this position. Again, like I said in the last video, I am a little bit different. I kind of baby my guns, and I don't know, I do things a little bit different than a lot of people. So, popular gun scrubber. Get everything sprayed down, all the little areas. Now, I fucking came prepared this time. Obviously, gotta have that MGD. Got towel, brush. This is just the old toothbrush. I used to have a actual weapons cleaning brush that I had when I was in the Army, and I had like 20 of them. But obviously over the years, they all come up missing, shit disappears, shit happens. So, all right, so you see, took everything apart. You got your spring, got your barrel, lower, slide. Some of these, it's probably pretty gunked up. I took this to the range last time. I did not clean it. I just put it up. So this is probably very, very much gunked up and dirty. So I got a whole lot of cleaning to do on this. Let that one soak for a while. That barrel. Get everything kind of cleaned up. Use that brush. It ain't gonna shine and I'll be looking all kind of pretty and beautiful over it, but at least I know it's gonna be good and clean. Very much clean. Yeah, like I said, I don't really do a whole lot of talking and anything. As I go, I'll get better and better at this. Usually, it's just me doing it, so I don't usually have some music going, some jazz playing or something. And just be sitting back chilling with my drink. Sometimes, obviously, you know, if you know me, you know what it is with Crown, so usually I'm on it with Crown or something, so. I'm real particular. Just like the AR I did the other day, this stuff, you get it cleaned up because you don't want any of this stuff gunked up. And load it down with all that carbon, it builds up and everything gets sticky and gunked up and everything starts sticking, and that's when your weapon gets to jamming up on you, and you definitely don't want that. Hopefully you won't have to use it, but if by some situation arises that you do have to use it, we can just hope that it behaves the way you want it to behave. This is why I like this kit. Comes with the little hook, comes with the little piece. Just get the right size, pull it through. You ain't gonna be able to see down in there, but it is rather smooth, rather clean. Nothing in there, all gunked up. So, comes with a spring. Spring is rather simple. Just spray it down. Not much you can really do. And get down in there and scrub it a little bit. Any loose debris or carbon or whatever that built up in there. And we'll wipe it down. thing with this thing. Cover, you just want to break up any debris that's in the threads. Get it out. Spray it. Wipe it down. That's basically all the pistol is, man. Pistol's not as it's not as deep because it's not as many parts. Once you break it down more, there's more parts to it. Once you get down into the actual slide and all of this down in here and the trigger mechanism here and all of this stuff, so you break down all of this stuff down deeper, there's a lot more to it. But as I said, you don't need to. Basic cleaning. Give it a good brush. That agitation breaks up all that carbon. All that shit that's my bad. All that shit that's down in there. The majority of people who get these guns and don't know anything about them don't really know that they have to clean them. Don't really know that they have to oil them. Don't really know that they have to maintain them. Now you can't see it, but that shit went from white to brown. This shit dirty, like dirty. I apologize, it's not usually how I keep my shit, but it's been a time though. It's been a time, for real. With this part, and you just give it a good spray. And wipe it down. Try to get into this and start cleaning when the kids are in the bed. My kids got used to it. They were raised around them, so I've taught them. My son probably know a lot more. My son probably know more about guns than a lot of y'all. Like I said, they were raised in it, raised around them. They know how to take care of them. They know how to deal with them. And it's not for them to be out here acting stupid and think that they got access and think that they gangsters. For me, I was always like big on security. So let's say by some chance one of the kids either at a friend's house or at a party or wherever they may be come across a firearm loaded or whatever, instead of thinking that they're cool or wanting to show off, they know how to handle it. A lot of times these kids get a hold of something and don't know nothing about it, trying to look cool, and that's how somebody gets shot, and that's how somebody gets injured. And usually it's that kid that's handling it. But with mine, I don't have to worry about that. My kids, so my kids have a pretty good grasp on weapons and firearms because they was raised with it. My wife's kids, I guess in a way they're used to it now because of me, but they don't have a lot of knowledge on it because they're not necessarily into guns stuff like that anymore. My wife is to a point now, but just to a point. I think for the most part, she kind of just appeases it because of me. This is a little bit different. The AR, I kind of certain areas at the end, but this one I gotta go through and do these things as I go. Sometimes I tend to forget, so I do it like that so I don't forget. And the pistol, when I do these, it's usually pretty quick, so I try my best to just get this done and greased and set up as I go, because putting it back together is rather fast, rather quick. Now, slide. Let me get me another drink. Doing it this way, there's a lot of pieces down in there. Firing pin, all that good shit that's down in the slide right here. That doing it this way, you're not really going to reach. That's why that spray is such a good idea. Because with that spray, it should be able to reach down in there and kind of knock loose any standing carbon or anything that's actually gonna harm, not so much harm the weapon, but keep it from performing like you need it to. All of these movable parts that you can see, all of these little holes and pieces that stand out, definitely want to get those. And I'll show you. What I usually do. It's pretty easy. It's pretty simple. These things usually goes right back together. It's not really a big process. Now, I do use this little straw to get down in the back hole where the firing pin is. Get down in there. Oh shit, fuck that. I'm not gonna use that straw. There. There. Alright. That is about time. I've had that can for a long while, so pretty soon it's gonna be about time to get another one. I'm not gonna be doing this shit every night. I really wouldn't have did this one, but it was a request. And kids are in bed, wife sleep. I can't sleep, so here I am. I'm here with y'all. Alright, so now that that's in there cleaned, Throw a little oil down the crease so it'll slide properly. Oil down in there, oil down in there, so that doggone charging handle, not charging handle, so that the firing pin gets a little lubrication in there. Let that go. Oh yeah, my bad. See, I noted it. Give me a second. All right, so the slide barrel, it's down in there like that. You see this, you have two little areas. See the difference? This one gonna go into that hole, and that's where it's gonna sit. Push it up a little bit. It slides down into this notch. That secures it. That goes here, obviously. Just protects those threads. Threads on a threaded barrel is basically for either a silencer. You have a direct attach where it screws onto the weapon itself. Or you got one of these. It's a compensator screws on here. And that piece that was on the barrel of my rifle that y'all saw, that was the compensator for this. So that screws onto the weapon and attaches to the weapon. This screws onto the compensator and attaches to that. It would be the same thing for pistols, except pistols mostly are direct feeds, which means a direct feed is just it screws directly onto the pistol, onto the threaded barrel itself. Now, putting it back on for these, it's a little bit different. Goes on, slides back, and it locks into place. So I like to go through and just swipe it down after. Swipe it down on the outside because there's going to be some excess oil. Well, when I do it at least, there's excess oil that comes off because I tend to over oil it just to keep it lubricated and properly lubricated. So a little bit comes off when I do it. Again, always clear your weapon before you start cleaning it. It amazes me that there's so many discharges during the cleaning process, and I'm not sure how it happens, but it never ceases to amaze me when it happens. All right, so there's that. It's nice and clean, good and oiled, still looking pretty. You got a couple different choices for mags. These come with certain mags. Came with a couple. It's not gonna. Anyway, came with a 14 round mag. How that fits in, goes in, and then it's just regular. Also, I came with a 18 round extended mag. And, these are my favorite because how it looks. It gives it that extra. This little piece holds a good 3 extra 4 or 5 rounds. So it's usually a good 18 rounds, 19 rounds. It's always good to keep a good amount of ammo in the stash, just in case. When I carry hollows. Less penetration, does more, I don't know, to me, does more damage. Go to the range, obvious Full Metal Jackets. I keep a certain amount of rounds, certain amount of mags in the cut, just in case if I need it. Also keep rounds to carry, keep rounds, go to the range. It's always good to keep rounds. Don't go crazy, but good to keep them. Got different kind of pistols. This is actually one of my favorites. It is full size, but it's full size, but it's very concealable. It's very easy to conceal it. It's not really bulky. Don't really poke out a lot. Something else I should have did yesterday. So just to make it, extend this video a bit, I guess. This is what some people will call a silencer. Some people call it a can. Some people call them a suppressor. But these, they work. It's not how y'all think they work. That movie quality suppressor, man, it doesn't exist. So it'll quiet the sound, it'll quiet the noise, but it is never, you will never find one that is going to be movie quiet. Never. Like when you see those movies where they be in the next room or somewhere in the house shooting with the silencer and nobody hears it. Yeah, that's complete bullshit. That's not how that goes. In reality, that's not how that goes. They will lower the decibels. They will quiet the shot. And they look pretty. But if you shoot this in the house, it's still gonna wake up everybody. And it's possibly you're gonna hear it you still gonna hear it on the street. And it's still gonna wake up people. So unless they like real deep sleepers, it's still gonna wake up everybody. You can't necessarily take them apart. So I mean, that's what I just did, is basically all it is. I mean, you can soak it in that solvent a little bit and then wipe it down, but I found there's not really much that you could do, I mean, to clean this. That's that. This particular one is a 30 cal can, which means 5.56, 223, 7.62. Everything up to a 30 cal can be fired through this and silenced a little bit. As long as you have the adapter for it that fits your weapon, it'll lock onto your weapon. This screws onto the compensator, and go from there. Coming up soon, I'm going to start going to the range again. to the range again. Start getting into competitions. And once I get into the competitions and go to the range, I got a GoPro that, yeah, I charged it, but I got used to using my phone, so I know how to upload the stuff from my phone, and I know how to move stuff with my phone, so I just use that for now. When I do the competitions and go to the range, I use the GoPro. And yeah, I look forward to it. I mean, this is always something that I actually wanted to do with the whole YouTube and stuff. Wanted to break into that. I'm not sure if I'll ever get sponsored. I don't know if I'll ever be able to be on one of those other gun spots. If any of y'all ever see this, hey, reach out. No, straight up, reach out. But yeah, I'll be doing videos coming up soon. I'm gonna be start going back to the range, firing, and doing all the fun stuff. So come along with me on this journey. Again, Canik TP9 Elite. Elite is the gold nitride barrel, threaded, full size. Comes with different attachments. I can put a red dot on here, which at some point I probably will. I've never used a red dot on my pistols before, so I hear good things. So I think I want to try it. But once again, it's your friendly neighborhood True. If there's any questions, I'll let your boy. You know how to reach me.